Hello there, everybody. It's good to see you today. I'm getting ready to do a pour, and I'm sitting in front of my wave that I finished up yesterday or the day before, and it's dry. I'm going to be cleaning it here because it's not thick, so I'm going to be cleaning it and getting it sealed and ready to go to my customer. So anyway, I loved doing it, and I'm going to do something on gold today, I think. I sprayed my canvas 24 by 30, I guess, a gallery wrapped canvas. Sprayed it with a whole can of 18 karat gold Krylon spray paint, and I still have a ton of this paint mixed up that's been sitting and waiting for me to do something with. So I can't wait to create something else. I wanted to share with you that I have been chatting on Facebook with Lily DeVoe. She has a channel called LilysMix, and we have discovered that we only live a couple of hours away from each other. She lives in Wilmington, North Carolina. I live outside of Fayetteville, North Carolina. So on the eastern part of North Carolina. And we decided we're going to collaborate together and do some videos together, and maybe do some live videos or something. I'm new. I don't know about her. I'm new to YouTubing and the video process, and have never done a live video. I thought about doing it on Facebook and haven't done it there, and I've thought about doing it on YouTube and I haven't done it here. So I need to learn how to do it, I guess, because we are going to go live at some point here in June, maybe. We're going to get together hopefully in the next few weeks and hash it all out and figure out how to do this together. So I'm really super excited about that. I love getting together with other artists and you know, learning new things from each other. And you know, when you get a couple of people together, you can come up with some great ideas, and it's just fun to collaborate and work with other people that love doing what you're doing. And so I'm really excited about that, and I hope you will get interested in it and leave comments and let us know how excited you are about possibly having this collaboration. I'm like super excited. I love painting every day. Art is my life. I would not be who I am without art in my life. It really is totally rewarding and therapeutic for me, and I do it because I love it. I've done it for 20 years. The acrylic pouring is new to me, but I have just fallen in love with it. As you all know, it's very addictive, and once you get into it, it's kind of hard to stop. And so I'm enjoying the freedom of the magic that happens with fluid art. I really, really enjoy not knowing. You know, you can go in with a plan. I went in with a plan to do something. I had done a similar painting to this back in February. So I knew that, you know, roughly the colors I had used. I went back and watched my old video, and I wrote the colors down in the order I poured them into my cup. But every time you paint, that's what is so neat about this process, is every time you paint, there's going to be a different outcome, which is what is so wonderful about it. And you know, I added the texture this time, which you may not be able to see, but there is this bumpy, white, frothy texture that represents the sea foam or the spray, you know. But this is going in a beach house, and I even had a comment on my video that someone told me it was beautiful, but it didn't look like a wave, and that's fine. It's not supposed to look like a real wave. It's just my abstract interpretation through fluid art of a wave. Okay? So, I just love doing it, and it's not supposed to be anything particular. And when I do my swipes and everything else, I never know what's going to really happen until it happens right then and there, and that's the beauty of it. And I am looking forward to finding a studio space. I want to teach classes. I want to, get people in and do classes and all kinds of stuff. If you're in the North Carolina area, hit me up. Comment in the video below and let me know if you're a few hours away from me. I'm kind of near Raleigh and Rocky Mount, Wilson, Sanford. I'm roughly in the Fayetteville, North Carolina area near Fort Bragg. So if you're anywhere in the North Carolina area, I would let you know if you want to get together. I'm all about getting together and doing classes or whatever. I would love to do that. That would really be fun. I'm all about sharing my knowledge that I have, because I've been an artist for 20 years, but the fluid art, is kind of new for me, but whatever I learn, I am happy to pass it on. And there's enough beauty in this world, enough love to go around for everybody. I'm not trying to be secretive about what I do or hide my recipes or anything like that, because there's plenty of art and love to spread around in this world. We don't have enough of it. And I have come across some wonderful people in the last year that have really influenced me in a huge way. One of them is a mentor of mine on Facebook. His name is Matt Tommey, Tommey. He's a Christian mentor, but he's also a superb artist. He's a sculptor. He makes basket sculptures that are just fabulous. He's in the Asheville, North Carolina area, and he's been such a giving and sharing person. He's got a group of people in his mentoring program that's on Facebook, and anybody can be a part of it. His book is in my Amazon link below my videos, and it's called Created to Thrive, and it's about being created to do what you do as an artist, or whatever creative aspect you have in life, that you were created to do that. And he is such a giving, inspirational person, and he shares that information with people about how to do your business as an artist, and just really great practical advice, good Christian advice. And I do say that I'm a Christian, and that is who I am, and I appreciate people that give and share. And I've had some comments on my videos about Christian stuff and all, and I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes. I love everybody, and I'm happy to have anybody that wants to follow me and watch my videos to learn. Is fabulous. And I didn't know it till just in the last week or two, but you can actually go in and speed up the video. So you can speed it up if you want to go faster. You can turn the volume down if you don't want to hear. I've watched some videos that were actually kind of distracting because of all the talk and playing around and that kind of stuff. I kind of like just to see what's going on with the art, and so that's why I try to be really specific in what I'm explaining, how I do a process. Or typically when I'm painting, maybe not talking as much. I have quiet times when I'm painting. So I just want to help people learn and encourage people to paint, encourage people to be creative. If you've not painted in years, I've had all kinds of comments about they've had the desire to paint again after watching my video, or it's been inspiring in some way, and that's what it's all about to me, and that's priceless. That's worth more than money to me. So I've been an artist for 20 years. That I've had my own business, and the fluid art is just my next part of my journey, and it's been exciting, and I can't wait to see where it takes me. And I am just very appreciative and very encouraged by you and all the wonderful, fabulous comments that I get from everybody. It really, really means a lot to me. So Stay tuned for the collaboration between me and LilysMix, and we will be coming up with something really soon to share with you, and it may be live. If we can figure out how to do it, I've got to do some more research. I'm looking forward to finding out how to do it. So I'm gonna go paint. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I just had to show you really quick these beautiful flowers. My husband sent them to me yesterday just because I thought it was so sweet, but it's one of the prettiest arrangements. It's got this beautiful green glass vase that almost kind of looks like an old-fashioned vintage vase or something. I don't know. It's really pretty. But I love these big, bold, sunflower-looking, I guess they're sunflowers, and yellow roses and pink carnations, and it just really makes me happy. I love flowers. I love to paint flowers, so this is probably going to be an inspiration for a floral painting at some point in time, but I just had to show you how sweet my husband was. That was really nice of him. I also had to show you too, on the last video I did, it was called Epic Wave. These were some of the photo papers that I swiped on, which you didn't see because that was off camera. But I always save paints for acrylic skins, or like this was watercolor paper. But it's just a soft background, and what I can do is do some artwork on it, like a flower or a butterfly or something like that, or a fish, and frame it. So I keep things like that around all the time. I do try to conserve my paint as best as I can. I'm sure we all waste it in one way or another sometimes. So I've got my 24 by 30 canvas. Sorry, that's loud. Scoot it out of the way. I've got my cups of color that I used a few days ago. So it's copper, bronze. I mixed a turquoise. I mixed a deep peacock color. This is like a metallic, paler, sea foam kind of color. This is a unbleached titanium. This is a navy blue. And those are all mixed 1-to-1 ratio with Owatrol. Of course, I have my white squeeze bottle. And I thought about mixing up a deep blue, or possibly using the one I already have, but this has silicone in it. These I mixed and didn't stir a lot, and I put the OGX coconut milk in, which gave me larger cells. And this is going to have small cells. So I thought about mixing up some fresh, brilliant blue and putting some coconut milk in that. So I think I'm going to do that real quick. So this is Artist Loft Brilliant Blue. And that's probably, this is over an 8-ounce tube. That's probably about 1.5 ounces, maybe at the most. And here's my Owatrol Easy Flow. It's a European company, and you can order this on Amazon or get it from Owatrol from their website. And they are gracious enough to send me their product every so often to use. So I endorse it, and it really works well. It's very self-leveling and doesn't, it just lays down really smooth. I'm really pleased with the results of it. So I just wanted to give them a shout out. So 1-to-1 ratio. And I was trying to decide, I had done the wave looking deal the last time, and trying to decide if I wanted to do that I'd even love to swipe these colors, but obviously they're in cups and you have a more difficult time trying to control paint out of your cup. So I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do here yet, but it'll probably be something wave-like. But I wanted to put some of this brilliant blue into it just for the heck of it. And I'm not trying to create realistic looking things when I paint this way. I'd like to know that it's kind of an abstract and not totally realistic representation of whatever I'm trying to do. And a lot of times I don't even plan. I just kind of go with the flow at the moment. That wave, the Epic Wave video that I just posted, that was commissioned and she wanted it to look like a wave, you know. So, and this is my water in this red bottle. It says H2O on it. It was just one of the spare bottles that I keep water in. So I'm not squeezing ketchup or anything red into my paint here. So you like to get it to the consistency where it pours off in a stream like honey. And that's pretty darn good right there. I'm going to make it just a little bit wetter though, just to make it just a hair more fluid. And these have probably thickened up as they sat here for a day or two. I have not stirred them or anything because I didn't really want to mix that coconut milk up and get it into a smaller cell type formation. So here's my OGX coconut milk. 1 pump is all I'm going to add. The pumps that come out of that bottle are pretty hefty. So like when I'm doing like little, like 3-ounce cups of color, these are bigger. But if I do like the little 3-ounce cups, I only put maybe a half of a pump in that whole 3-ounce thing because a little bit goes a long way with coconut milk. So I may not even stir these up, to be honest. I was trying to think about whether I should or shouldn't, but I don't think I am because I want the large cells if I can get those. I do love cells. I'm a cell girl for sure. And trying to decide if I want to add any other colors to this. I thought I might do one other thing, and that would be this background, which is sprayed with 18 karat gold by Krylon. Anytime I spray, I don't know if you can see, but it has that splotchy kind of look. People ask me if I spray my canvases with you know, clear coat spray, and I do little ones, like little ones that are under 8 or 10 inches. I will maybe spray them. Anything larger, I brush on High Gloss Varnish, because this is what happens, in my opinion, even when you spray a clear coat. I've never had any luck spraying a really good solid clear coat that didn't have some issues with being spotty looking. So I'm going to lightly sand this. I've got my tools, my pool trowel, my store card, my 3 plastic scrapers that I always have around, butter knife, straw, skewer. That made it a little bit smoother. This is gallery wrapped. It's got the center bar for extra support. It's got push pins in the corners. It's a nice, really nice canvas. This is Deco Art Emperor's Gold. It's kind of an orangey gold, which I love this Emperor's Gold. I've got a little cup here that had some bronze or something in it. I'm just going to add this paint to it. Add a little bit of the Owatrol to it. I'm pretty sure it's got some silicone in it. This one I'm going to put a drop of silicone in it That's treadmill lubricant. That's Spot On treadmill lubricant, which is in my Amazon link below this video. I'm going to stir this up pretty good. I want it to be smaller in cell structure if it does have cells. I'm going to add a little bit of water. So this is going to be on the background to give it some dimension, because I don't want the straight out spray gold to be the background color because it is blotchy, and I do want some gold negative space. So I'm going to use that on top of it, and I'm going to either swipe it on or do something and use it as my base, and then I'm going to do a dirty pour, and I want something that just kind of is not really a wave, but just kind of has those color tones in it. So I think I'm going to do 2 smaller dirty pours in different directions or whatever. So I'm just going to start. And I'll zoom in on this a little bit so you can see just a little bit better. Can't tell where my canvas is. So I decided not to stir these up. I'm just pouring them straight out. I don't need a ton of paint, but I'm going to end up pouring probably more than I need, like I always do. Love the metallics. This has the pigmented pearl powder in it, so it has a metallic feel. A little bit of this, and I'm going to stop pouring in these cups, and it's so pretty in the cups. So I'm going to move these aside. So this is not a lot of paint. It's an ounce and a half or so. I don't know. It's not a lot. So I want to use pretty much all of it. Also, I need to zoom back out so you can see my canvas. I think you can see the whole thing there. I've got blue tape on the table. What it does is it tells me kind of where to put the canvas, so I don't forget, because I'm really notorious for forgetting about stuff like that. So what I'm going to do is put down a new, I can't do anything with these gloves on. Not with tape anyway. This will tell me where I need to keep my canvas so that you can see it. One day I'm going to have a really great setup where my camera will be in one place all the time, and maybe different angles, and you'll have a better view experience. But right now I'm going to do what I have to work with. So what I'm going to do is spread this beautiful Emperor's Gold. And I'm not going to worry about the sides, I just want to do the top. The sides I'm probably going to paint when I'm finished. If there's any spillage, then I'll figure out what to do, but I kind of want to do the sides like black or distressed or something different looking over the gold. So I'm not as worried about the paint going over the sides, really. So see how it's sealing up, which is good. I want it to do that. I kind of want an interesting background. I'm actually trying to wipe off anything that's gone over the edge, because I really don't think I want anything over the edges. And then, now that I have this on here, I think what I'm going to do is just dribble some bronze and then a little bit of copper. When my air runs, that is so loud, and I apologize, but it is the summertime. And now I'm just gonna scrape it around. This is kind of like you would do a faux finish on a wall. I have literally used scrapers just like this and done a few shades of paint on a wall, and it's turned out gorgeous with the metallics, or there's all kinds of options. So I don't want obvious streaks. I don't want the copper to like overtake it. I just want texture, kind of. So basically it's kind of like a faux finish on a wall. And it's going to lay down and flatten. It's not going to really probably show these. I'm just trying to blend in the copper and bronze. So there's no obvious orange or brown areas. I want a muted, soft background. So that's why I'm even doing this. And I just want to make sure my edges and corners are covered. So now I have a wet surface I can work with. Put my gloves back on. So nice big juicy cells, which I love. So I'm trying to decide. I don't want to go through all my cells, but I'm going to try. This is just totally experimental. So what I do is I take my photo paper. I keep photo paper around, and I'll scrape off of my trowel. So then I have some paint to keep around for jewelry and stuff. I've got an elephant face in the corner. If you can only see it, it's the copper elephant face, but I'm going to swipe over him. I don't always do my scrapes onto photo paper, but if I have time to play with the paint and kind of go back and forth, I will, but sometimes it can be distracting. So now, to be totally experimental, I'm going to take this portion, kind of split it down the middle. This is where I'm going to do a little bit of swiping by pouring my colors. I do have a squeeze bottle right here. This is Teal Mint, a Deco Art color, and it's 50-50 with Owatrol, and it has some silicone in it. And I want to add a little bit of that green oceany feel into it with this color as well. I'll do the buff to get a lighter edge there. I have no idea what this is going to look like. I always have to make sure my trowel is clean. So I'm going to do this swipe first and then here, because then I'll be going back over what's here. If I do this first, then this is going to go over. So I think I want this one to be more predominant. So I think I'm going to do the upper part first. And that's really pretty. And I dribbled on my canvas, so I'm going to get that off. That's the thing about when you swipe, you've got to make sure your drips don't come back onto your canvas. That's something I'm guilty of doing. And there's where the suction, I mentioned that in the video yesterday, there's some suction sometimes on canvases with this tool. And so it sticks to your canvas and you really have to pull it off. It's hard to get it off. And that's exactly what happened there. So I don't like that at all. I really don't care for this shape in general. I'm going to have to figure out something here on that. I'm wasting paint here. Yeah, I just put too much paint on the canvas in general. So I think what I'm going to do is do another swipe right here and try to leave this intact if I can. I don't know if I can. Also, when you're pouring out of cup, there's so much more paint that comes out. And that's another reason I think why the pull trowel kind of gets stuck to the canvas, is there's so much paint, and so it kind of makes a suction issue. I'm trying to get it a little bit more controlled. I'm going to throw in a little bit of the bronze, just for the heck of it. I'm going to see if I can just stretch it in one stripe. So this is nothing like the one I did yesterday at all. And that's okay. I'm not trying to do the exact, I'm trying to just experiment and have fun. It's abstract, so it's just, you know, whatever you want it to be, I'm just trying to create. So I'm going to try to just tie this in somehow in the corner a little bit better. There's a lot of paint down here. That's really pretty. I love that deep color like that. So now I'm going to turn it around. And I've got to figure out how to, I kind of want to do the same thing. But I really love that dark down there, so I'm trying to figure out how I can incorporate that. And get rid of some of this. It's too, on the gold, it's too, I don't know, muted or something. I'm not sure what it is. I want to leave this stuff at the bottom, but I kind of want to scrape off the middle like I did. So I'm going to do the white going this way. But I don't want so much white as I did on that one. I do like the bronze mixed in, so I'm going to do that on this one this time. These gloves, I cannot stand them. And you've heard me complain in multiple videos. I just hate to waste something, but they're so loose that they touch everything without me. It's almost like I just need to use my bare hands. So this is a ton of paint down here, and I don't want most of it. I want to kind of do what I did there. Maybe I'll take this and go this way. I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm just, I want to kind of swipe with these colors. Skip the tan down here, see what happens. So I'm getting some beautiful swipes on my photo paper. I now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that I've done because I have so much excess paint. This coloration here, I'm not really feeling it. I'm thinking I'm just going to scrape it off. Pull this back over, and it's going to be covered up. Y'all are like, what a mess she's making. The main thing is I want to get the paint off the sides of the canvas because they're sprayed gold, and I want it to stay gold until I decide how I'm going to finish the sides. So I don't want anything going over. I'm going to do this navy again. Teeny tiny bit of white. I don't want much. And this bronze. I'm going to use my card and just very softly right there on the corner. I want to really actually cover that white up. I do use good quality paper towels because they go a long way. They don't fall apart on you, that's for sure. Just see if I can lightly drag this over it a little bit to feather it out. Turn it around, stick my glove back on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do this navy. So it almost looks like a feather coming up. Not necessarily a wave, more like a feather. Intermingle the gold and blue and green to make it less obvious. So this is a little too much white now that I've done that end, which I like so much better. So I've got to figure out a way to get it more the way I like it. So try to separate that just a little bit. Maybe I can come back over this with the blue. Bring it on down here like the other corner. And then I want to bring this out somehow. So I've got to swipe something in that area to get that where I want it. So I think I'm going to go back over this area. I love that deeper blue over it much better. When I do that, I'm very, very lightly skimming that surface, almost like barely touching it. And this whole thing did not go as I planned, so it just goes to prove that, you know, sometimes you cannot plan the way you want to swipe something. You just have to kind of work with what you have and scrape off, re-swipe, whatever it takes to get the look that you want. Like down here, I kind of like it and I kind of want to scrape it off too. Just do it fast. So now I can redo the bottom here just a little bit better. You know, it started with the dirty pour, but it's not ending up being really a dirty pour. It's ended up being a swipe because I kind of had a swipe envisioned in my mind. And so that's the direction I went. Just defining the ends of this a little bit better. So what I'm doing is I'm making me a line of paint on my table in the navy and the little bit of green. I don't want that paint split because it's very thin, so I'm trying to go back and it didn't come out navy like I wanted it. So that just makes it feel a little bit more abstract, and there's going to be people that don't care for certain styles of art every time I paint, and that's okay. It's strictly for pleasure for me to paint. And if you learn something from it, that's awesome. If you don't like it, that's okay too. I don't even have to like it. I'm just learning and creating and sharing it with you, and that's what I'm here to do. Bring you down on my level so you can see it. Zoom out as much as I can. So it's kind of a this and a that. It's going this way and going that way. It could even be, you know, you could even go that way or that way, you know. So it was just fun playing with it. It's not supposed to be anything particular. So if I get up high, try to show you from above because you were at an angle kind of while I was painting. And then just to zoom on a little of the detail. And these feathers or swipes or whatever you want to call them. Like that part right there is really cool. And I loved the deeper area down there. And I like where it separates and you see the gold and the bronze, which it almost looks like it went down to the canvas in spots, which is kind of neat. I like that gold peeking through. And that's a pretty area too. So there it is. My strangely bizarre painting. I agree, it is bizarre. I can hear you saying it. But that's that. I hope you enjoyed it. Just, you know, learning from my mistakes, doing a dirty pour and swiping the paint back off the canvas, you know, whatever it takes to get it to where you feel comfortable with it. I just wanted something uniquely different. So I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And stay tuned for the collaboration with Lily. Thank you.